And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fam. This is S. Missy here to tell you all about Wealthy Health Counter Talk us, pages and scripts. Simple health, eating to live life. Did y'all see that demonstration of Epiphany trying to decide on what she should eat, what she should pick up at the grocery store? It boils down to this. Always, before you go, always, when I say always, fam, always be sure you have a little snack on your belly before you go to the grocery store, because we have a tendency to buy more stuff that we don't need, absolutely. Because our stomach is talking louder than the mind is saying, you need an orange, mandarin oranges and apples and bananas for your meal plan each and every day. And as a matter of fact, this is about the size your salad should be. This is a 9-ounce bowl full of salad, and you can put vegetables and fruit in there and let that juice be in there. Or it could be balsamic or vinaigrette type of dressing, which is one of the best ones. Now here, I know it's a kid-sized plate, but check this out. This helps fuel your body when it's in these portions. This also is a set for adults too. This should be your portion. These are very small portions. You can probably put your little fist in there, or if you got big hands, maybe half your fist. That's how big your portion should be. You see? You see how even the protein is small, it's teeny tiny. It's probably the small, yeah. The protein is the smallest, then the fruit is a little bit bigger, and then excuse me. The vegetables and the grains are a little bit bigger, and of course the portion for dairy is small, like your cheese and milk. Those are teeny tiny. So let this be like a portion control, and then it help you stay within your meal plan. Meal plan, okay, fam? Meal plan. All right. So today's topic. Let me first bring it to y'all attention. I had a little break. Little things were going on. A lot of stuff was a little up and down, roller coaster. So I had not really had a chance to sit down long enough to do the session. So I'm back in full effect. Cousin, mom and daddy, auntie, uncle, grandma, granddaddy, everybody, back on session. So I'm going, since I had missed July and August, I'm going to cover July and August today. And then September's I'm going to do in the next week or so. I will start back on those series that I told y'all. There's about 7 of them that helps you to stay functional and have a well-balanced regimen for your temple stewardship. Okay? All right. So today, I'm going to read them off and we're going to get on into it, fam. All right. So the days for July and August. Cord blood, that basically means the newborns that are born, they have the cord blood. That's a good way to preserve the earth and also dedicate that blood to somebody who might be needing it. If there's a disaster relief or fire or something like that, and that person needs a blood transfusion. Great segue. It's probably one of the purest bloods in the cord. All right. Then juvenile arthritis, cleft palate, and craniofacial. I know I talked about that before, but we're going to try it again. All right, so for the cancers, it's sarcoma. All right, and then for August, child safety for the eyes, breastfeeding, that shake hands with cord blood, and then psoriasis. And then there's no cancers to talk about, but I'm still going to cover. Y'all know I am. I'm going to cover it. All right, always do, because I want to make sure y'all well-balanced machine, ready to go. All right, test, very good. All right, so I'm gonna go down the list of these things. I want you to get your pen and paper ready, fam. S. Missy is serious, okay? I hope you are serious about your health, because stuff is getting to come down the pipeline, and y'all got to be ready. You don't need your body to be in any kind of battle or in chronic position, because you will be an easy target. And we don't want that on our watch, right? We don't want that on our watch. You say, not on my watch. Let me hear you. Not on my watch. That's what you have to take. That you have to state that claim. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. If anybody have done security or been in the service, those are the types of statures you stand when it comes to your family, your health, and anybody that's connected to you. I know people will kind of push you away and you know what? Time is winding down. And people leaving out of here before you can say, see you later. And they gone. I was going to go by her house. I was going to give him a call. And they gone. Okay? Just putting it out there. Alright? So, again, this all covers health regimen as I always been sharing with you all. G bombs, the G stands for greens. B stands for beans. O stands for onions. Alright. And M stands for mushrooms. The other B stands for berries. The S stands for seeds, comma, nuts, comma, herbs. All those help build up the body. Remember, we don't want to put 93 or diesel in an 87. It ain't gonna run the right way. And you sure ain't gonna use no ketchup in the exhaust. You're not gonna use no hot sauce to put in the braking fuel oil section. No. You're not gonna put no rubber band for the timing belt. You put what's supposed to be in there. So again, you have to eat the foods that's supposed to be in your body. I know those things that you all saw earlier with the hamburgers and the cow and the deer and stuff. And I know you all have your mouth ready. I know this holiday coming up and things like that. Don't give yourself a reason to go. You see those meds, right? What are we doing here? Popping up here. Hold on, y'all. I got to take my meds. God's food is medicine. That's his medicine for your temple. Okay? Alright, so greens, they hold and pack, glass all crazy, potassium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K. Those help your blood, your skin, your eyes. But you have to eat them every moment. It's not just the first part of it. What you say? She's saying it too, y'all. You can't hear me. Oh, now she won't be all shy. Wait till Rick get up here. He like to talk loud. Anyway, G bombs, green, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, fiber. All those help your whole entire system. The things I just mentioned, as well as your bowels. Fiber is great for your bowels. It puts all that stuff. Your iron, which is your blood. Vitamin K, also good for blood. It reduces your clotting. Don't eat the food that's clotting in your blood. Okay. We gotta know what's clotting the blood, what's slowing down the blood, because we don't want ketchup sauce in our blood flow. It's supposed to be smooth and fluidy like water. That's how your blood should be flowing. But when we don't eat the right foods, it's sluggish. And then you taking your blood pressure medicine, or you taking your blood clotting. So you have to watch out for all those types of things, fam. Take care of your temple. We're gonna do some strategies, and I'm gonna give you some information at the end. If you want to book a consultation with me, give me a call, give me a reach out, a DM. You know the drill deal. All right. So for beans, vitamin B. That's for your immune system as well. Fiber, antioxidants. Those help fight off those things that try to take over. Potassium, protein. Regulate the blood. Regulate the gut. Great for cholesterol that's high. O is for onions. Great vitamin C. Folate, not folic acid. Folate. Okay, especially for the cord blood in the pregnancy that we're going to talk about, breastfeeding. Folate is the stuff that's green. Folic is made in the lab. Okay, folate from the earth, folic from the lab. They have the same thing as the manufacturer building. Just putting it out there, okay? All right. All right, so O for onions, also vitamin C, vitamin B6, potassium reduces edema, which is swelling, aids in your lungs. So you got problems with your lungs, get some onions in your system. I love the way they smell. Woo, woo. All right, all right. And so that's for onions. And so M is for mushrooms, antioxidants, vitamin B, again for the immune system. Fiber, again, push all that stuff out and reduces your diabetes. So when you eat these foods, it helps kick out those things that aren't supposed to be there, which weakens your immune system, weakens your blood flow, weakens your entire system. So every time you get somebody in a room with somebody who has a cough cold, you're going to be the first one to get it. Just saying. We don't want to weaken up the immune system. We want to strengthen by eating God's foods. Mushrooms also attack the cancer stem cells. Just putting that out there. Did you hear me? Just in case you didn't know. If anybody who has cancer, that's what they can eat on a consistent basis. Every day, every meal. Okay. Now, you don't have to eat the mushroom like that. You can put it in a soup if it's just that disgusting for you, but you know you need to have it. Then put it in a soup. Put it in a salad. Put it where you can't actually see it if that's the problem. If it messes with you. But you know you can benefit from having mushrooms in the food you eat. Go ahead. Go for it. The other B is berries. Berries. Fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, antioxidants regulates your heart. Berries are also a top priority for protein, along with beans, legumes, peas. Talk about it. S for seeds. Increased fiber regulates your cholesterol, blood pressure, healthy fats. That's what it does. Get them seeds in there. Pumpkin seeds, pomegranate seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds. Now, if you're diabetic, only flax will work for you because the hemp and the chia might not act right in your body. But definitely get the regular seed for flax or get the grounded flax. Either way, get it in your system. It helps. It helps. Every meal, not just every day. Now, this one, I'm just going to do it for breakfast. No, do it for every meal. Okay? You won't know it's in there, but just know you got it in there and it's going to help your body. Consistent. I guarantee you in 3 months, you'll see a difference in your whole entire system and your energy. The nuts are also high in protein, heart health. All right. Your herbs, of course, high in omegas. They also help build up your immune system, macro, micronutrients. All of that helps build up the body. We want to make sure we have the right one, okay? You're not going to put diesel in the 87. No. The mechanic will sure be waiting on you. They ready to take it over. Yeah. $2,572. Now, on the flip side, when it comes to the temple, if you had that kind of issue and you eating those wrong kinds of foods, well, how much is the doctor's visit? The copay at the ER doctor? You got to pay everybody. Some people say it's $600 for 1 month for insurance. I want to look in some other areas. Just saying. Take care of your temple. All right? All right, fam. We're going to go on with the rest of the lesson plan. All right, so July, cord blood. Pretty much what I told you, those vitamins that I list. Did you write those down? Okay, I hope you did. Okay? Very important. All right. So the cord blood, which is connected to the mother and the child, still in carry, still in the womb or burn in the oven. The mom needs to definitely make sure she gets the rest. Make sure your feet is up every 20 minutes. You're elevating your feet. Make sure you're getting walks. Make sure you're getting reducing all the stress as much as possible. I know sometimes it's hard, whether you're married or you're single. When you got a house full of everybody, you have to know to take a break. Whatever day you want to pick, 2 days out the week, let that be your sabbatical where you do nothing. Okay, and that's for anybody who has high stress loads of their work Take one day out of the week where you do absolutely nothing, because you really need that digress time. Okay? So the cord blood is very important to maintain. Everybody, including everyone. I say everybody, I mean like the hospital settings where you had a child at home, or they have the child, you got a midwife, or you have it at a facility. Make sure, if that's for something that you want to donate the cord blood, do so. And you can even plant your umbilical cord unit and amniotic fluid and all that good stuff. You can plant that however you want to do so. But I think it's very important that you know the safety and healthy that it could carry for somebody else. All that pure blood in there. Somebody else can benefit. Red Cross would love to utilize that blood for people who come in and they have had disaster reliefs, or there was a hurricane, or displacement, disproportion of some families. Maybe there was a huge accident, it was a war torn, and that blood from the cord would be great. Reset the person who is in dire need of blood instead of going to a cell washer. I've done those before. All right, so the juvenile arthritis. Well, that's historical. It passes down. Also, if the stuff that you're eating is causing the stiffness, again, going back to God's foods, help reduce the arthritis, the swelling. It's the swelling of the joints. I mean, your hands can't seem to move like they need to. And so it also could interrupt the flow of the fluid, the synovial fluid. So you definitely have to make sure that you get those babies moving. I don't mean remote control or the little game. Get out there and dig in the earth. Do those types of things. That therapy helps. You dig it in the earth, or you learn how to play piano or learn how to play an instrument. Those will help reduce also. I know they might not want to do that, but hey, get out there and do something different. You don't want to be a statistic. You don't want to be a casualty. You want to be a pillar. Just saying. Get off the game, get off the tech stuff, go outside and dig in the earth, work at a garden. Home Depot and some other home development places, they have kits and they have workshops for children. Get your children set up on that. Let them go out there and just have a good time digging in the earth and do stuff like that without the tech stuff. Okay. Cleft and cranial. I had a picture. I know y'all probably saw it last year. Well, that is undeveloped right here. Usually sometimes it's one, sometimes it's two, and that interferes with their speech. They can't close their mouth and it might be hard to swallow. Their mouth is dry, those kind of things. So taking care of yourself as a mother carrying this child, make sure you go and get all your appointments. Make sure you're there for all appointments. Make sure you don't miss any or skip any. Reschedule them, but make sure you get them. Once you get a certain, I don't know if it's, I can't remember the trimester, by the time he's 6 months, it's every week or something, and then it goes on once a month or something like that. Or it's once a month when you're in the first trimester or second. Anyway, when you're supposed to go, just get on there. Go ahead, Mom. Don't skip. Don't skip. One of the most important things, besides getting your rest and all the other things I mentioned, is making sure you don't miss your appointments. You don't want to cause your child to have to stay in the hospital longer, and you have to leave. How devastating that is, that you can't take your baby or babies with you because they have complication of breathing. They didn't reach the APGAR score at the right moment. The hemoglobin is low. All those type of things. When we talking about the cleft, I'm just saying it's a complication the child might need to have the surgery ASAP. That's another heaviness you don't need to have. You don't need to have on that. All right. So that's for July. Now we're going to go to August and I hit all the other the cancers on the end. Hold on. Okay, and we're back, fam. Okay, so child's eye safety. We're in August now, okay? So eye safety. This is your eye. The only thing is this is the optic nerve. That's what connects to the brain. Children's eye safety. That means you have to take care of them. If you're supposed to wear glasses, let me stop talking about others. Let me talk about myself. All right. Wearing glasses instead of straining, the child sitting all the way in the bed because where the cool kids are supposed to be. I want to sit with my friends, and you over here straining. You're causing so much wrinkleness on your skin, your eyelids to be more pressed down. It's supposed to be instead of being wide open. you're causing a lot of moisture on your eyes that don't need to be. You know, you have the moisture, but had you have glasses on, it would reduce the strain. And this puts strains on these teeny tiny vessels. It puts strain on. It puts strains on them. It puts strains on your brain. Okay. Excuse me. So your healthy eye needs the attention of glasses, not having things all close up. Like some people I know have to have it all close together. Hey, you got glasses on, why is it close? You don't need to be that close. Okay, you got on glasses. Alright, so taking care of your eye, children, and we're going to go ahead and cover the adults too. You know you're supposed to be wearing glasses. I can't help the glasses might not look, you know, all cool and stuff, but hopefully your parents or your grandparents or your guardians allowed you to pick something in their price range. Not at this cool, but in their price range, because they might be on a fixed budget. They might be on a tight budget. We don't know. But I will say, go see your nurse at the school, children, and see what they can do to help with the cost. Help with your glasses that you may need, and that might be a huge reward in that. Not monetary, but you know, she a heat nurse may be able to give you some insight on where will be good places for you to get some glasses at a good price, affordable price. You know, Walmart is also, you know, got good prices too. But just saying, you know, wear the glasses you're supposed to wear them. Wear your glasses. It's not eye safety, but it is eye safety. This keeps you from straining. What is that, man? You have to bring that closer. No. Keep it. Get your glasses on, okay? All right. These lenses, very super important to keep moist and not put such a strain on them. So eye safety also incorporates for you all to have the safety goggles. If you're working in the you're working with something that's going to penetrate the eye and cause eye damage or loss of eye. Don't want anybody calling you patches. Just saying. Keep the eyeballs God gave you in your mother's womb by protecting them. Wearing the glasses, and when you're doing that type of work, cutting grass or anything that could be a shrapnel to the eye, put your safety goggles on. If you need to put a safety shield on, then do so. But cover them eyeballs, y'all. Come on, fam. Keep your eyeballs in good health, Of course, you know, eating the food that God grows out of God's garden. You want to make sure you do that too, because that will help. Okay? All right. So, wear glasses. Now, it's hard for me to see in certain areas. Certain things are a little too tiny. So, to keep you from straining with these glasses, I'm just putting my excuse out. Okay? All right. So, breastfeeding. Of course, that goes that goes along with what I talked about in July with the excuse me, with the cord blood. The breast milk is one of the most important fluids that the newborns should have, preemie newborn. And I know sometimes when they're born and they have this, that, and other going on, get that skin to skin, get that baby nursing soon as possible. And that means you have to eat the right foods. You can't be eating this kind of stuff here and expect the child to have good, healthy bones. Wilbur is not going to help you. I'm sorry. Ferdinand is not going to help get the benefits of that child to have the right stuff in their system. All right? But this definitely will. Remember, berries are one of the top proteins. It's 5 of them. Berries, beans, peas, legumes, nuts. That if you really want protein, that's one of the best things is to work on getting those 5 items I just shared with you in your system every day, every meal, Okay. All right. Oh goodness gracious. All right. So that's the breastfeeding portion. Now for the psoriasis, which is what we're going to hone in on. Some people have this and they end up having to shave their hair, but you know. You can preserve it by, of course, eating those G-bombs. But I will tell you, this type of skin, scalp, elbow, trunk, knees, chronic disease. Yes, it's chronic. That means the immune system is compromised, the blood system is compromised, your respiratory, cardiac, all that is compromised when you have that. I'm not saying you get it on purpose, but I am saying that you have to be careful once you get the triggers and find out what causes the triggers. Every time you have a trigger and you start flailing up, what is it? Is it because you're emotionally triggered, you're emotionally aggravated, your stress levels are crazy, you almost got in an accident, you have death in the family, you excuse me, excuse me, identify what's causing the triggers. Okay? All right, so they say it's untreatable. They say this is a chronic disease that's untreatable. No cure. But is it? I guarantee you, you talk to the Lord and the steps I give you that He gave me, because I don't make these things up. The Lord gives me these assignments and these things to share on the specific topic, so you all can be in the greater health that He expects you to be. Because your temple is not yours. It's His temple. He asks you to take care of it in the womb. So you ever have a one-on-one with the Lord? It's not yours. Just like the money you make is not yours. He is allowing you to be a good steward of the funds, because He can easily take away the 90% and give you 10%. Just saying. He asks to give 10% of your earnings. It's not your money. Just like this temple is not yours. It's on Borrow Street. So you want to do the best that you can. You can look it up in the Bible. You don't have to go by what I say, but I'm just telling you again, He gives me what to share and assignments to say, and I just share it with you all. And you can decide to, do it or not do it, but it's going to, what? I know. It's going to cost you something. It is. It's going to cost you to eat right. It's going to cost you not to eat right. Whether you want to eat the burgers and french fries and then fast 3 days and you go back to the same horrible food. I know it tastes good, y'all. I know. We were victims of that too for years. But it costs us to go up and down the highway, going to this hospital, going to this clinic, going to this facility, because the food that we eat was causing a lot of backups, a lot of chronic things that were going on. Yes. In and out of the allergy clinic. Poke. In and out of the hospital. In and out of the ER every 4 months. And when I say every 4 months, clockwork. Every 4 months. We was taking one of the children. Oh, I was going. Every 4 months. They get a little old. And their copay for the ER visit start adding up. We got to find another way. Even though there was a respiratory device that took place, the trigger was emotional. The trigger was the foods. When I was able to identify that, I'm like, we won't be eating that. And you know what? I went in the cabinet. I went in the hiding spots and I dumped everything that was a trigger. Every food that had so many specific things, and I'll talk about that in another video. When I started studying and started looking at all these ingredients that they put in our foods, a lot of it, like 90% of it, overseas, they don't allow. Just saying. They don't allow a lot of stuff that we allow in our foods. That should kind of, put an alarm for you to identify them. They agree to the stuff that we shouldn't be eating. It's a poison to our bloodstream and the rest of the systems. But if we don't get the education in the classes, I'm talking about if you are not seeking somebody that's in a position to give you some help tips and help training, myself and this others, I'm glad that y'all sitting here and getting what you need to get. But I do more than just talk about foods, because it's more than just foods. You best believe it's more than just foods that the Lord has given me. I don't make this up. This is what you see, this is not food, but it's food for the what? The car. You're not going to put no A1 sauce in your gas tank. No. A1 sauce is a nicety. You know, some people like it on their steak. But I'm saying this is fuel for the cars that we drive. You're not going to pour this up and drink it with a straw. No, it's not for you to drink. That's not for you. But this is fuel for your immune system. Vitamin C. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So we learn God's foods. I mean, really. And I will be able to be more than willing and welcoming you all to my training sessions to teach you what God foods do. And then you can make a determination to make a stand on eating to live life. Okay? All right. So when the chronic disease of psoriasis, I'm gonna have to read it because it's really detailed. It causes arthritis, and we already talked about child's arthritis, inflammation of the joints, not just the hands. You have inflammation here, and when you have that for a period of time, it can turn into rheumatoid arthritis, which is a severe increase of inflammation. It also causes stiffness. It causes edema. Again, that's swelling. Edema means swelling. Swelling of fluids, swelling of the joints. The fluids in between joints and stuff and tendons, you know, to make it lubrical. You know, synovial fluid is what they call it. Synovial fluid. It stiffens it. It affects your eyes. It changes your skin. Your skin begins to look a lot different. Like you have, like again, you don't want them calling you patches. Not just patches because you didn't take care of your eye, but then you look like, you know, a lot of patches on your skin. You don't want. I'm just saying, just to minimize that type of condition. You can take care of that. You can be so focused on exactly what you need to do that when you eat God's food that grows out of God's garden, the stuff that start happening and start fading away won't even bother you. You know what you're eating is going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. Instead of being nervous about eating something that you ate at somebody's house or at a picnic for your company and stuff like that, you won't hesitate. You know exactly what you're eating. And I know they're going to make fun. Like, ha, 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 you eat like a rabbit. You know any rabbits that got cancer? You know any rabbits that have conjunctivitis? You know any rabbits that have COPD? You know any rabbits? You get the picture. Just saying. Oh, be careful of the mind what you speak. Oh, be careful of the hands what you touch. Oh, the Father up above, He is looking down and up. Oh, be careful of the eyes, ears, mouth, hands, what you see, touch, read, speak. Okay. All right. If it is untreated and if it is not taken care of and minimized, you also can run into obesity, heart problems. Again, it's all connected. Autoimmune disease, IBS, Crohn's, celiac. And it also causes mental deficiency like your mental health decline, depression, things like that. Yes. All for skin. Yeah. Your skin talks to the cells. Cells be like, okay, what we got here? Is this mic on? What do we have here? Well, we got some kind of foreign object here. This ain't what they normally eat. And the cell talks to the rest of the body. So in order for this cell to get what it needs, you need to eat these kind of foods. I mean, it'll talk even if you eat it. It'll talk even if you eat this kind of food too. You know, the cells talk to everything that comes in. But then where the white blood cells come in when there's an infection. And if the white blood cells are not in the best of shape, the infection stays longer. Now you have an acute disease. And if it stays longer, you keep taking those pills again, it becomes chronic. It's all tied together. It's all tied together, okay? That is psoriasis, and those are the very things of July and August. And I gave a little bonus about the green beans, you know, because I want to make sure y'all on point. Make sure y'all get a chance to write all that stuff down, because I give out so much information, and it just floods my mind as the Lord share it. I share it. And sometimes I have something written, and like He's like, no, I want you to say this is what I need you to focus on, because somebody's going through some things. All right, so for the cancers for July, since there's none for August, but I'm still going to hone in on how to combat it. All right, so sarcoma cancer is a soft tissue and bone cancer. How did you get it? Sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes the foods that you keep eating. Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick here. Hopefully it didn't move. Okay, good. Alright, so this is the type of fat that hangs in between the mesentery, which is between the belly, and it's like layers in between. This also is the same kind of fat that's underneath your arms. Then there's another kind of fat deposits called cholesterol that hangs in the veins, vessels, arteries, and capillaries. It's only so much space in there. And when it has a crowd of fat, now your blood is struggling. Man, his shoulder is tight up in here. Who closed the door? That crab salad that you had. These are beautiful creatures. I love to watch them in their natural habitat. But they're scavengers, just like the lobsters. And they eat everything that's dead. And everything that's dead that might be contaminated, you eat it too, because you didn't see that chain. You didn't see that food chain. I know you'd be like, well, come on, Miss Missy, come on, man, can we eat anything? Yeah, God's foods. I went somewhere, and I think I said I had some oranges or something, and someone made a little comment about, well, you know, you can have some of that, but I know you didn't, you know, I didn't look at the nutritional value. I didn't look at the nutritional facts. Just kind of poke fun. Okay. I'm not the one who has to take medicine all the time. I'm not the one who has chronic diseases. I'm just saying. Be careful what you're saying. If you don't have anything nice to say, and it bothers you that someone is eating to live life, because God has chosen to do so before something else dangerous around the corner that you can't see comes into play. Like when COVID came, a lot of people left up out of here. They already had pre-existing conditions. And that's what took them out of here. That's what took them out of here. Some, of course, was from the shot that they received. They hadn't been on the. Okay, here we go. Some have some terrors or some fears that were already on the radar. So all that still took a lot of lives. Took a lot of lives. A lot of lives. And still taking lives. You got the potential, and then you got the kinetic energy. And sometimes the things that's going on in your life, you can't see the kinetic energy until it's right up on you and it's too late. Just like I think the Mandrell family years ago, look it up. They will get Barbara Mandrell, she's a country singer back in the day. She's a good singer. Her and her family were getting ready to have a head-on collision. She told everybody, put your seatbelts on now. And they only had like a few seconds before impact. But that little small space that she told her family, before the potential happened, she said everybody put the seatbelts on, they put the seatbelts on. Kinetic was when they made impact. They all lived. All of them did. They might have had minor injuries, but all I'm saying is when something that's come around a corner and you're still eating the wrong kind of foods, and you know you can't eat that stuff. You know you have heartburn, but you're going to eat it anyway because you're going to go for your meds. You know this will relieve your heartburn. And we want quick, instant relief because we don't want to go through pain. Well, sometimes you have to go through pain. Not forever, but just so you can depend on God to bring you through. So you can praise Him, so you can acknowledge Him. He said acknowledge Him in all our ways, and He will direct our path. And the path could be eating the right foods to reduce that. And so this will come into play. You got a headache, whatever ache that you have, coughing and whatnot, this is a great remedy. Instead of Motrin, instead of ibuprofen, which is the same thing, instead of acetaminophen, which is Tylenol. I'm giving you the brand and then the common name, okay? Just in case you got the medical ones out, medical heads out there, okay? That's tart cherry juice. It tastes horrible, but like I tell my children, who said medicine's supposed to taste good? It can't always be good when you eat medicinal foods. Yeah, it tastes horrible. My jaw's right here. But you can add cranberry juice, or you can add orange juice to it, or drink it straight. You know, it'll help with your headaches. Okay? You better stay where you are, girl. All right. You better stay right there with your frozen self. I'm just making fun. Listen. All right. So I'm just going to read with these things here. So the sarcoma can affect all this. I'm going to read exactly what it says. It's a rare cancer. Skin and bone. You can't really see his bone. Well, you probably see the rib cage, part of the top part of the rib cage. So it affects tumors. It affects the bones, the muscles, tendons, cartilage, nerves, fat, blood vessels. That means your blood might not get to the place it needs to, or the valves might not close in enough time, because if they don't close, guess what's going to happen? It's going to fill up in spaces not supposed to fill up. Okay? The valve's supposed to open and close, but the blood vessels are supposed to be real fluidy, and so when they don't move the blood, what did you say, Rick? Yeah, you can have some problems. Now you're gonna have to go to the doctor, and they're gonna give you something so that it can flow. Well, how about you just chew on some cloves? All this can be affected when it has sarcoma. Any cancer, okay? Any cancer can affect all of this. All of this. You shouldn't be replacing stuff that God gave to you in your mother's womb for it to be healthy. All of these organs and these systems can be affected with sarcoma. Well, that could be any cancer. But how to stay in the green zone is eating to live life. Greens, beans, mushrooms, berries, seeds, nuts, herbs. So you don't become a victim. I can't help it. I need my cheeseburger. I need my hot dog. At what cost? At what cost? Because it's going to cost you something. Don't find yourself in these shackles. And the same thing as this is the same thing as this. Okay. The same thing. The cells need the proper fuel. They need the proper fuel, and the best fuel is God's food. All right. So I'm going to close it out with a few things. In September, we're in September because today is the 9th of September 2025. Next week, I believe next week, I will go over September's and hit on some other new material God has given me. All right. So, if this is you, I am your consultant. It reads, calling all mothers. Let's see if you can see it. There you go. I'm going to let you see it that way. Calling all expecting mothers. fathers, sisters, all that's here. I hope you can read it right, because sometimes it look weird and it's reading backwards. I'm gonna let you read it that way. All right. So with that in mind, you reach out to me so I can help you to get on the right track. That is my assignment, is to teach people to eat to live life. All right? And if this is you, if this looks like you, if this is something that you have somewhere in your repertoire, again, I'm the person you need to reach out to. Okay? Some of this stuff is just a display, but it's also some of the stuff that people combat. Alright? So the last thing I'll say is, eating to live life is going to cost you. And one thing I have learned on this journey is that I don't want to have to pay God with heaping coals on my head because I was disobedient in something as simple as eating to live life. Okay. If you all are interested in doing these types of things, I don't do them. That's not my forte. I did not hear him say that this is for you to do. But these are just positions that you can find yourself in just to sit for 15 minutes before you head out. You can do it on your lunch break, do it outside, do it inside, but just 15 minutes of quietness. And you can pinch your fingers. However, you can sit in a chair like you see the display here. That is very important. God is calling you and He's expecting you to take care of the temple. Okay? Fam, I will see y'all next time. This has been your health coach, your health consultant, SBC, here to tell you all about Wealthy Health Counter Talk, pages and scripts, Temple Health, Eating to Live Life, September 9, 2025, for July and August, Health and Wellness. I will see you next week. Don't forget to tell your friends all about me. Send it, save it, share it, subscribe, because there's more stuff. I'm going to do more of the books too, because there's some books that really kind of hone out, and some videos, movies from back in the day, and probably some that are up to date that also have stood out for me as the Lord, like, share that. Because what we don't want to do is end up having to hear these hurtful words. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. I'm sorry, we've done all that we can do. I'm sorry, we gave it all that we had. She only has a few hours. He only has a few days. Call the family so they can say their goodbyes. Remember, it's going to cost you something. But you're worth it. You're God's jewel. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.